Hello YouTube and welcome to another episode of the Shittem Chest. Now we're going to discuss the Wappi girl, Sakurako, and then the ever pure Mari idol. I think on global they are called pop idols. For this video, we're just going to refer to them as Idol Mari and Idol Sakurako. We will going to start with Sakurako idol. So we're going to discuss her skills and what she does in endgame content. And based from that, we can conclude if we're going to get her or not. Sakurako idol is one of the limited units that will be released on the next event. Serenade Promenade. Wow, that's a very unique title for a event. But anyways, let's go for the EX skill. It increases the crit by 24.2% and crit damage by 45% to herself. Mind you, to herself and special students for 17 seconds. So 17 seconds is not that much, but it should be able to use your specials to deal damage to the enemy. And then for her basic skill, every 35 seconds she increases her own attack by 30.1% and attack speed by the same amount for 25 seconds. Sakurako idol is mainly a support unit, but I guess this one helps her with her overall DPS, can chip in some damage and what. And now next one will be her enhanced skill, which is a classic attack increase by 26.6%. And then that EW40, guess what? It's going to be buff retention. If this is going to be a buff retention, which of course this applies to herself and buffs that she gives, so we're going to calculate real quick what will be the duration of her ES skill and basic skill. The basic calculation for that is really simple. So we're just going to add 17 plus the 19% of 17. Means this skill will be extended from 17 seconds to a whopping 20.23 seconds. That's 3 seconds more. And then for the basic skill, she increases her attack and attack speed by 25 seconds. And then applying the buff retention, that's going to be 29.75%. That's essentially almost 5 more seconds of this. Does it matter? Perhaps. Let's just say hypothetically that your special units are have very expensive cost, right? And you would want to, rotate back to that special unit so that you can utilize on this. So probably the 3 seconds would matter if that's the case. But if you're not looking for that kind of strategy, I think 17 seconds is more than enough. You don't really need EW40 on everyone or every support that offers buff retention under EW40. And then her sub skill, she increases the crit damage of herself, but mind you, of herself and special students by 30%, 30.6% to be exact. This is a new one. This is a very unique skill. In fact, she's the first one to ever have this. Kana swimsuit has attack increase to herself and special students by the same amount, as well as Saki. And in the future, we will also have Asuna uniform, which also offers the same thing. So yeah, a very unique character, the first of her own. If you want to really excel against someone like Greg and you have a Minori, I think Sakurako idol will offer great help to Minori. Besides that, we also have like applications to Gebra, which I will focus later because it is kinda tied to Mari idol, which we will discuss next. That's it for Sakurako idol. In a summary, she's the first of her kind. She's the first quote-unquote Ako in the striker slot. Next one would be Mari idol. My god, who would have thought that Mari idol would be a thing, right? Yeah, and here we are, just waiting for her on global. So her EX skill costs 2. It's very similar to Kokona. On this section, we're just going to compare what Mari idol does to Kokona does, because they have a very similar. For Mari idol, she restores the HP of one ally except herself by this much amount of healing, 265, and then she also healed herself by a small amount. It's there. It's also similar to Kokona right there, and she gets a stamp of praise. And then for Mario Idol, she gets a stack of fan service. So what's the difference between the two of these units? He converts the 100% of the excess HP restored. So if there's an overheal, he will convert it to additional HP. If the target that she heals has a overflow HP, it will convert it into additional HP. Of course, this has a maximum of the 50% of the target's max HP, so it's not unlimited. And additional HP is reduced by 5% to the total amount of HP stored until it runs out. This one by itself is, I would say, on paper, it's really broken, and in practice, it is really, really broken, because this allows the recipient of this healing to survive even more. And now for her basic skill, every 30 seconds she restores the HP of one ally with the lowest HP, and then this doesn't include herself by 136%. Kokona does the same thing, but he also gains a stamp of praise. And also, instead of time base on Mari, Kokona triggers depending on the number of critical hits, right? So this one is time based, this one is crit based. And now we have the enhanced skill. Before EW40, she gets healing increase, which is expected from a healer, and then for EW40, she gets additional healing by 1749. This is highly recommended to get, because 3-star or EW30 Mari compared to like EW40 Mari, difference is just huge. Like, you would know the difference once you get her to EW40, I swear to God. EW40 on Mari is kind of goated, because it just gives her more healing, and more healing on a healer is just more than welcome. And then her sub skill, which is similar to Kokona, in addition to the max HP increased by 25.5% at level 10, after gaining 3 stacks of fan service, which can only be obtained by using your EX skill, he reduces the EX skill cost of everyone except for herself. This is only applicable for one use. All of the fan service stacks are consumed after triggering this sub skill. And then for Kokona, when she gets 5 stamps of praise, does the same thing, and she also heals herself. So, it's really kind of similar, but there are some aspects here that are quite different. Main question here is that, is Kokona completely benched by Mari Idol? One thing for sure, why Mari Idol cannot replace Kokona completely, I'm just going to give you one big example, and that example would be Hieronymus. What happens here is that Kokona is a middle unit, and then Mari is also a middle unit, but she wields a handgun. And as you guys know, that handgun doesn't have much range. So what happens if they have less range? They tend to walk a little bit forward than usual. What happens is that instead of Hieronymus hitting Hoshino's swimsuit, Mari gets hit instead. And if you're looking here, her armor type is heavy, and Hieronymus has explosive attack type, which is neutral, of course. But if you really think about it, neutral damage is still a scary thing, and there will be like high chance that Mari Idol dies. If you're going to do the classic Kokona strat, he will never move forward because her weapon is an AR. She also has a special armor. He can definitely tank Hieronymus attacks. But overall, is Mari Idol better than Kokona? I would say yes. It's just because of this and how easy for you to trigger the sub skill. It's just basically just use this 3 times. What will be the application of Sakurako Idol and Mari Idol? One thing for sure, and we're just going to mainly highlight Gebura. So Gebura is focuses or showcases pretty much on special units. And by special units, that's Sakurako Idol's paradise, because she can buff your special units, and then the special units can blast Gebura off. And that could be Satsuki, That could be Fubuki swimsuit and whatnot. And because of this will make your special units way stronger. Apart from the 80% damage dealt given to you by Gebra. And also, Gebra also has a radiator or heater, radiator, whatever, mechanic wherein you have to heal it with, a healer. And Mari Idol is just the best unit to do the job. Gebra has a mystic attack type, so Kokona is already out of the question here because she has a special armor. Although if you satisfy the conditions for the radiator, you should be able to survive a little bit more. But it's not ideal. The two of them can resist Gebra really, really easily. And also, there are some applications here in Wacom Hovercraft and Lunatic wherein you're going to support Mika with Mari Idol. And it works. But I never tried it, but it works on a specific timing wherein before Mika gets a lethal attack from Wakamo swimsuit, that's where you heal with Mari. And then for Gregorius, of course, you could use Sakurako Idol on this and have someone like Pinori, somewhat like Yuzumaid, I guess. Someone like Nagisa, if you guys want to. I guess Sakurako Idol will be 100% be used, and along with strong special unit. I think that's it for my review on Mari Idol and Sakurako Idol. EW40 recommended on Sakurako Idol but not required. I would say that 3 stars is already more than enough, but if in any case Lunatic Gregorius is not going to be really kind against Sakurako Idol, probably get her to EW30 to get her HP up. And then for Mari Idol, I think it's recommended for you to get her to EW40. Highly recommended, but I'm not going to impose on you that you should have her at EW40. I think EW30 or maybe 3-star might be still usable, but not as much as strong as an EW40 Mari Idol. That's it for the second episode of the Shittem Chest. And Sakurako Idol and Mari Idol are, I would say, pretty much strong units, and they're going to be really usable in the upcoming contents on Blue Archive Global. That's it for now, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye-bye.